The Megafest was this!
I know Soar's out. The book for entrepreneurship. I know last time we talked about millennials rising up so that you all can sit down.
I'm still right there.
Hey,
yeah.
I get it.
Yeah.
And so we're looking for that.
Okay.
So what is your advice to us? I know you said think of things as investments, not expenditures. So what would you say as far as Soar is concerned?
Soar really, if I had to sum Soar up in a sentence or two, it really tells you what you need to look at before you leap on your next opportunity. I think sometimes we leap and then look. I'm telling you, you need to do the grunt work up front and look before you leap. And I'm telling you what to look for.
Okay.
I'm telling you that the Wright brothers set their ideas in motion at Kitty Hawk because the wind was right. And I'm telling you that you can build the right thing, but if it's the wrong wind, it won't be effective. So I'm telling you that if a man like Wilbur stands on the ground and says, I belong up there, and then builds something to take him there, then what of the person who sits in a house or a project or a country farmhouse and says, I belong over there, and sits waiting on something to happen? You have to build something to take you there. And so Soar is about getting your business in the air and causing your vision to spread its wings and fly.
What do you say to the traditional citizens, people of the world who say, go get the job, look for the retirement check, retire, and live the life? What do you say to them when they don't understand a millennial?
I don't think that they're wrong, and I think some people are going to do that and find fulfillment there, but I don't think that really works for everybody.
Okay.
And the other thing is sometimes the job is not there to go get, but the bills from the college are. And so whereas we've been talking to people from a language of going to get a job to pay off a debt and go on with your dream, the reality is you may have to create the job of your dreams. And people are very effective at doing that. When you consider the amount of people that slip through the cracks either because they don't have the academics or they have academics in an area that is no longer in demand. When you deduct from that group also the people who have committed some sort of offense in their life, whereby they are no longer hireable over some mistake they made in the penal criminal justice system, then we're creating a larger and larger vacuum through which people fall and cannot get up. We have to provide a solution for them, or they will not allow the rest of us to enjoy our lives as a consequence of their frustration and anger.
Yes.
I'm thinking that entrepreneurship is one of the ways that we can build revitalization back into this country. It is the way America came into existence to begin with in terms of economics in the early days of settlers and taking responsibility for your own future. At first, when I started writing Soar, I'll be honest with you, I thought I was writing to entrepreneurs. And then I thought the same way that you have to think about entrepreneurship is the same way you have to think about starting a church. You don't go to start a church and get a salary to preach. You have to be responsible for everything, lights, water. It's a different mindset. And then I thought that's the way you have to be as a head of household. And suddenly I realized that entrepreneurship is more of a mindset than it is just a logistical opportunity. And so I started writing more broadly because I began to realize that it's really about taking responsibility for the life you imagine.
Yes.
You know, that it's not just about whether I'm going to start a business on the corner of 5th and Madison or whether I'm going to start something in the tech world. It is really about being the CEO of you.
That's good.
You understand?
Yeah.
And not allocating that over to your boss who says you're worth this and I'll pay you that, and you work 9 to 5 and letting somebody else design a life that you become imprisoned in.
Yeah.
But designing a life that fits who you are and how you are and flows into your creative spot.
I love that.
Which is a millennial idea written by a baby boomer.
Which is kind of cool. If you think about it, I'm a millennial. And I've done the traditional route. I mean, I have a master's degree. But then I just said, I was so uncomfortable. And I kept looking for different jobs. And just, you know, not knocking on the doors, nothing opening. And I have a lot of friends who are millennials who are in that space. And they're scared to take that leap. What would you say to them?
It doesn't have to be a leap, it can be a crawl. You can go through a metamorphosis from a daytime job and work your way. I think leaping is dangerous. Leaping is dangerous. I don't think that leaping is wise. I think that you have to take it on as a hobby and then develop it to a weekend job and then develop it to a part-time job and work your way into what you want because the bills are consistent. And they're going to come while you're trying. And most of the time, you're going to fail your way to success. It's not going to be one time and everything goes right. You're going to go off the radar. You're going to go off the grid. And that's why I use the Wright brothers as a metaphor to talk about it, because the Wright brothers weren't the only ones who came up with the idea, but they were the only ones who saw it through to fruition. They didn't have a place to build the plane. They built it in a bicycle shop. So for all those people who don't have the support, don't have the finances, don't have the this, don't have the that, build the plane in the bicycle shop. Yeah. With substandard tools and not the desired space. They did it anyway. They did it gradually, and they did it thoughtfully. And I use that to unpack this whole notion of building. When you build a business or a company, you're building something to transport you. It is not destination, it's transportation. Nobody gets on a plane to stay. Right. Okay. You see what I'm saying? So it's really cool. I think you're really going to like the book. I do. Okay. I'm geeked about it, yeah. So check it out.
The experience called MegaFest. Thank you, Bishop Jakes and the entire team for having us. Job well done.